Thanks for joining Mark of the Cyberbeast. I'm here reassembling my fenders, and I wanted to do a video and show you guys just how easy it is. First, I'm with the passenger side, and I'm going ahead and putting the wire for my rear view camera for my dash cam in place. This process actually was pretty darn easy to disassemble. I wish I took video of that, but I was ill that day and I didn't really feel like doing video. Now the panels are all labeled LH and RH, so it's really hard to screw this up. Thank you, Tesla, for doing this, because usually if you disassemble everything, you put it in all one big pile. The passenger rear side is two pieces, one longer piece towards the front, shorter piece on the back. And on the other side where the charging port is, it's actually three pieces, the charging port and then a piece on each side. There's a harness with a clip that goes right there in the middle, and you want to make sure that piece is in. It's a locking mechanism for the harness. There's also a clip that attaches to the body. It holds it in place. Make sure that is affixed to the body as well. And right here is where you'll see me put the clip in. And once the clip is pushed in, I will lock it in place. And then go ahead and mount the panel brace to the body itself, to the chassis. There are 10mm sockets that you'll need. Again, I always use motorized hardware. This is a Milwaukee machinery impact wrench. And really what you should do, and you'll see me do in just a second, is start by hand tightening the bolts. Start them with your fingers, and then go ahead and don't go all the way in. Kind of put all the bolts in there, and then go the piece in the middle on the corner, which you'll see me do in just a second, and affix that, and once it's in the place you want it to be, and then from that middle point go outwards and secure all of the bolts. This piece just has two. As you see, I'm hand tightening them at first. And I did speed this up to make it easy on you. So right there, right in the middle of the corner, I found where I wanted it to be perfectly, and then went ahead and tightened everything up. Notice how I carefully affix them to the body. Now right here, there's these plastic rivets. You want to make sure they're all straight, they're not bent. And I also usually try to clean off the plastic right there as well. And these should line up and go right in. You're going to start at one end and go all the way around in a counterclockwise motion. And you'll get to a point where it may not feel like it's going in. Never ever force it. It means something is not lining up. You want to see where it's not lining up and adjust. But then you'll feel it click and go all the way in. Underneath the wheel well, there'll be six or seven, I believe, these plastic rivets that affix this in place, and they just pop right back in. And the shine on this truck is so crystal clear. My wife said, "Is that you or is that Memorex?" You can't really even tell, can you? It's amazing. Anyway, so once those rivets are in, that part's done. Now we move on to the front. Again, these are labeled right hand and left hand. The camera is going to make it a little bit more tricky, a little bit different, because you're not going to have a whole lot of room with that. Now, you want to make sure that you have that clip that's in the front as well, secured in and locked in with that plastic piece. Once that's in, there's these two plastic nipples that kind of guide you into the holes so that you can go ahead and put your bolts in place. Again, always finger tighten them at first. Once they're all in and finger tightened, find the middle piece, kind of guide it in place, and secure it. That's where you see right there in the corner. Secure the middle piece and then move outward from there. In actuality, going really slow, each side took me 30 minutes to reassemble, but that also included me gathering all the equipment, which wasn't all in one place. Honestly, it's probably a 20-minute job. It really isn't that bad. Also, too, there's some plastic rivets that go along as well as the bolts to secure that backing piece in. Again, you're lining up all of your plastic rivets on that exterior housing of the fender, making sure they're all straight. As you can see me line one up again, that was a little bit off kilter. I clean everything off the edge while I can before it's affixed. That's why I see my fingers scraping along the edge, taking off any debris. Now the camera, this is the part that's going to be a little different. Uses a Torx bit. This, I believe, was a T9 bit. There's 2 screws. Be very careful you do not drop these. These are magnetic, so have a magnet handy if you're prone to it, or keep cardboard underneath you. Not a whole lot of slack in this wire for this camera, so just if you have a second set of hands to hold it, it'll definitely make this job a lot easier. But if you don't, just do not drop that screw or have something underneath you to catch it. Once you get those 2 in there, be careful, don't over tighten them, it's just plastic. You can easily over tighten them. Again, start at one end and go clockwise around. The mud flap's going to be the last thing that we install. I think this way I went counterclockwise. I started at one end and went around. Doesn't matter which side, just start at a side and work your way around and pop it all in. Again, don't force anything, make sure everything's lined up. I did this in real time to show you, and so you can hear the sounds it makes as it pops in. Just never be afraid you're going to break anything. It's going to go in just fine. The mirror finish does make it easy, or easier, to line it up, because you can see the back of it really. There it is. Go all the way around it, make sure everything is in place and secure.
No extra parts.
That's always a good sign. Now there's the parts for the rivets are going to go in after, so I'm going to go ahead and put the several rivets again underneath the wheel well. Pop those in first, and then I'm going to tackle the mud flap last. There are some those rivets that go in alongside and along with the mud flap. There's a part at the very bottom, then I believe there's 4 more behind the wheel. They are a little bit tighter. These are the aftermarket mud flaps, not the OEM that I see them starting to come with. But it does give it a great polished look. And that's pretty much it for the passenger side. The driver's side is just as easy.
Thanks for joining me this week. Mark the Cyberbeast. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Let's hear your thoughts. Let's hear what you keep in your junk, what junk you keep in your frunk, in your trunk. And we'll see you again tomorrow, so take care.